is up, everyone? This is Damien, the Disney Hacker here. Today we are at Disneyland. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you guys are already part of the D3 Hacker family, welcome back to the ride. Let's get this party started. All right, everyone, we begin our adventure over here by the Matterhorn bobsleds, but this is not where the adventure is going to be at. We're going to walk over to Tomorrowland to ride Space Mountain. Yes, indeed, folks, we are going to try the new or the newly improved single rider line for Space Mountain over in Tomorrowland here at Disneyland. How awesome is that, folks? I love to keep trying new things for you guys. If they update anything, I love to continue to cover all of that stuff for you guys as well and keep you guys informed on all the latest things going on here at the park. As you can see, Matterhorn is already busy and their single rider line is very efficient. One of my favorite single rider lines here at the park, which is the Matterhorn bobsleds. But like I said, today's episode, the main focus will be the single rider for Space Mountain. So they had just reopened the single rider line for Space Mountain, I think about a week or so ago. So this is like the 1st of April by the time I'm recording this. So I think the last week of March, they had reopened the single rider line for Space Mountain, which is awesome. Because before, I think they reopened it briefly right after COVID, right after they reopened the parks after COVID, but it was a hot mess. It was very long, and it was almost just as long as waiting in standby in some cases, and they had to shut the line down frequently because it became too long. Then I believe a few weeks ago they tried it again, reopened the single rider line for trial purposes, and they had started having people going through, single riders going to the Lightning Lane line and gave you a lanyard card or whatever. But I heard mixed reviews about that, but I've heard they changed it again. So we're gonna go see this time which way we're gonna go to ride Space Mountain as we walk through this busy Tomorrowland here at Disneyland. It is spring break, by the way, folks. So by the time I recorded this, I'm here on a Saturday, which is another good test for this if you guys happen to be here on a weekend. So I could have gone during the middle of the week, but it would not have been as true of an experience. It would probably have been like a deceiving experience for you guys, but I wanted to come during the weekend to give you guys a full hardcore experience. You know, the park is at its peak, and see how efficient this ride really is, especially when they have single rider offered to you guys. Now, if you're not familiar, Disneyland offers single rider also, like I mentioned before, for Matterhorn bobsleds here, for Splash Mountain, and over at DCA, they have it for Incredicoaster, they have it for Grizzly River Run, and they have it for Radiator Springs Racers, and of course Goofy Sky School. So keep that in mind, folks. But as you see, we have Space Mountain coming up in the distance right here. So you know what, I'm gonna go with I believe you have to go through the original entrance of single rider, which is through the exit of Space Mountain. So we're gonna go right there. I see they had a sign up earlier and they probably moved it back. Back over here. So they probably change it from time to time. So I walked over here earlier, they had the sign over there. It is. I see the sign. So right now you go through the exit of Space Mountain right here, and I'll show you the single rider line sign coming up right here. Here's the single rider. There's the exit of Space Mountain, and here's the single rider line right here for Space Mountain. So you follow this sign, you go through up to the exit, and you ask a cast member, and you board as a single rider. With that being said, folks, I'm gonna pick up this video in 1 second. All right, folks, we're gonna go through the exit to the left on the right hand side. So pretty much it's similar to what they had before. I think last time they said you had to go up through the other line. Here you go, right here. Before you had to merge you with the Lightning Lane, but here you are at the entrance of Single Rider. was the fastest I've ever gotten off of Space Mountain. Just 5 minutes. Just a 5-minute wait. Wow. I love the new boarding system for single riders. We're going to find a place to really evaluate this whole experience. With that being said, folks, stay tuned. All right, everyone, I'm back where we began here over by It's a Small World. It's a nice quiet spot to give you a nice full review of my experience of the single rider line at Space Mountain. I would just say, folks, I love it. I love the improvements they made with the single rider experience. It was very efficient. Only waited a total of like 5 minutes this time around. They still have you going through the original queue through the exit of Space Mountain. I think before they have you merging with the Lightning Lane people. But I think the slight difference is they have you riding with a totally different party. So if you're by yourself, you can be riding with a family, which is not that awkward. I'm a very outgoing person, so it's not that bad for me. But if you're like an introvert person, it might be a little bit awkward for you, so keep that in mind. But overall, the overall ride experience for a single rider for Space Mountain is amazing. Well, folks, there you have it. This concludes this episode of my experience on single rider for Space Mountain. I hope you enjoyed this episode like I did. Now, I would like to hear from you D3 hackers. Did you find this video very helpful? Feel free to leave a comment below. This should be fun. In the meantime, if you guys are still having your Disneyland withdrawals, feel free to check out my channel. We have some fun, amazing Disneyland tips and some fun and amazing Disneyland adventures to help you get your Disney fix. And hey, folks, you really love the content of this channel and you would like to contribute to this channel, feel free to contribute to my Buy Me a Coffee account at buymeacoffee.com/D3plus. Thanks again for watching, folks. Hey, folks, if you like what you see, go and click that like button below and feel free to share this video. More important, if you like me, go ahead and click that subscribe button below, become a member of the D3 Hacker family. And remember to click the notification bell as soon as I drop the latest Disneyland news. And last but not least, folks, remember to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and also on Twitter. See you guys soon.